Hello dear students, how are you all? Welcome to the class. Students, today we will start a new chapter. The name of this chapter is matter around us pure? Students, the all materials which you see around us like ghee, like butter, all the materials, no. Actually they are mixture of some substances like the milk, that is the mixture of water, fat, protein, etc. So matter exists in two forms. One is pure and one is in mixture form. So mixture form, pure substances may be element or compounds. Okay. So here classification of matters on the basis of their composition. They are either pure substances or they are mixtures. So pure substances, they are elements. Students, Lavoisier first defined that elements as the basis, that are the basic form of the matter, and they cannot be broken down into simpler substances. Like you have hydrogen or oxygen, you cannot break down to these substances into simpler substances. Okay. Now next one is here classification of elements. So before the compound we will here classify the elements. So these elements are metals, non-metals. You are seeing here that metals are the electropositive elements. In common reactions they lose one or more electrons from their atoms to form the positive ions. That means metals have tendency to form the positive ions. This is very important. Okay. Now next one is non-metal. Non-metal, they don't have the tendency to form the positive ions. Okay. So non-metals are electronegative like this chlorine, sulfur, etc. Now the properties of metals and non-metals, that metals are solids except mercury, that is in liquid form, and non-metals found all three states, and no such luster is there, but this one is lustrous, and metal, its density is high, but in non-metal their density is low. Allotropy, metals don't exhibit and these non-metals generally exhibits, and malleability and ductility is found into the metals but it is absent into non-metals, and conductivity, it is good conductor. That means metals are good conductor and non-metals are poor conductor, but there are few non-metals which are good conductor, that is like graphite. So atomicity, so these metals are monoatomic and they are generally insoluble, and these non-metals are poor conductors and generally polyatomic molecules and soluble in different solvents. And chemical properties, so these metals are alkaline in nature. So oxides of metals are alkaline in nature, but oxides of aluminium and zinc, they are not alkaline, they are amphoteric. That means they having acidic and basic both property. Okay. Now oxides of non-metals are acidic in nature, like H2O and CO are neutral, but CO and H2O, these are neutral. Now reaction with acids, some metals react with acids to form hydrogen and non-metals react with acids to form, they don't form the hydrogen. Okay. And salt formation, metals react with acids to form the salts and non-metals, they don't form salt. Okay. Now in metals, formation of alloys, metal forms alloys and non-metals, they don't form the alloys. Electric decomposition, metal electropositive, so they collect a cathode on electric decomposition, and metals don't have these properties. Now next is metalloids. That some elements are there like boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, and at a time they don't fit completely into either the metal or non-metal group. They have some properties of both like metals and non-metals, so these are called the metalloids. That zigzag line which is present there into the periodic table, that is metalloids. Now compounds, that compounds, that is made up of two or more elements in a fixed proportion. Okay, when two or more elements, they will mixed into a fixed proportion, so that is called the compound. Like H2O, you are seeing here that here the ratio of this hydrogen and oxygen, that is 2:16, that means 1:8 you are finding. Now next one is chemical formula. A compound is represented by a chemical formula. They have a fixed chemical formula like H2O, that is denoted by H2O, it is water, and sugar C12H22O11, sand, this is SiO2, like this, okay, like HNO3, that is nitric acid. And here characteristics of compounds in following. So composition, you know that compound consists of two or more elements combined together in a fixed proportion, and this CO2 is a compound, it having carbon and oxygen elements always round in 12:32, that means 3:8. So 12:32, 6 2 are 12 here. Now you will find here homogeneity. A compound is always a homogeneous, that means three particles, they look like very same, and the properties of a compound are totally different from those of elements constituent of that compound. For example, compound sodium chloride has constituent sodium and chlorine. Sodium is highly reactive solid with chlorine, while chlorine is a gas, but sodium chloride is a solid of comparatively very low reactivity. Students, next is bonding. So you know elements from electrovalent, covalent or coordinate bonds to form compounds in chemical bonding, and electrons of outermost shell, they takes part where in bonding. Okay, next one is energy formation of compounds is, it is followed by the same, here it is followed by the some energy changes, either energy is consumed or energy is evolved. Now separation of constituents. The constituents of elements of a compound cannot be separated, very important, okay, by any physical or chemical methods or any mechanical method you cannot separate the constituents, okay. And compounds have fixed melting and boiling point, it is most important. Students, it's sufficient for today, and the remaining portion of this chapter we will discuss in our next video. Till then, thank you everyone.